Morning everybody. Today we're going to do a quick walkthrough on the Ember 221 MSL. Let's go. All right, we're going to start on the outside here, do a quick little walk around and then hit the inside. Standard on your Embers is going to be that built storage box up front here. Now that's going to be aluminum. With this one we do have the max solar package. So you got on the left hand side over here is going to be your LP bottles. On this right hand side is going to be extra storage. Now down here you've got the Versa coupler as well as your rear motor mounted electric tongue jack, which is controlled right over here. And that Versa coupler, you can take those two bolts out, raise that up and down as you need to, just depending on what you've got set up or what kind of terrain you're hitting with these Overland series. Another big thing that I always have to touch on is going to be the aluminum exoskeleton on these. Now this is going to be a Turnabond sealant behind here, so that is a Mylar sealant, and then this aluminum exoskeleton is going to go across the entire outside. Another thing here is going to be our docking station. You've got hot and cold outside shower, you've got extra solar plug-in on the side as well, and then a super easy to read layout for the docking station with enclosed gate valve handles, so you don't have to get underneath the camper to pull stuff, drain your tanks, whatnot. Battery disconnects in here, as well as the prep for the TPMS system. That's your tire pressure monitor system, and you've got 12-volt tank heaters as well. And then this is going to be your main pass-through storage. You can kind of see it over here. You do have a motion sensor light. Now that is going to activate anytime you walk by and just stick your hand in there, open up the compartment, that light will kick on. Hitting the underside real quick, we've got a sewer hose storage tube next to your hot and cold low point drains, and then your fresh tank drain is going to be right here as well. You got the Kurt independent suspension. That's gonna give the Overland series its Overland ability with those beefed up suspension. You do have Goodyear Wrangler off-road tires as well. One more thing I'm gonna touch on out here is gonna be the kind of newer slide system that we're using, the BAL Exact slide. It's a little bit of a hybrid of a cable slide and a Schwintek slide. I'll show more on the inside here. Now, your slide floors, ceiling, walls, your main sidewalls, ceiling and wall, and floor are all going to be composite panels. So you're not going to have to worry about anything rotting out, and those are going to be Asdel, double-sided Asdel as well. 30 amp service on this guy, and you do have the wheel locks. So you unpin that, run it into place, and we're still going to recommend chocks for the lower portion, but that's going to break it, brace your wheel in case you need something to just kind of stop you in one little spot. You do have the quick drop stabilizers as well. Similar kind of concept, unpin those crank down, and that's going to be the same crank as you would use for the manual override on your tongue jack should you need it. But these come down, right? And then there's an extra brace arm that's going to be that comes down with it as well, just to give it some extra stability. Non-load bearing, these are purely stabilizer legs only. On the back here, spare tire, rear mounted. And then you do have a 2-inch receiver as well. I'm gonna open this up just for some extra light, and we're gonna touch on this here next. So one of the really cool things with the 221 MSL is the Ember track system. So with that, you've got 2 double bunks that are gonna come apart into 2 individual pieces. So there is 2 pieces right here. Now this actually is gonna be the piece that sits closer to the interior wall. Sorry about that. Sits closer to the interior wall. It's going to be the mirror piece for this guy. That has this extra brace here. That sits on top of this one, this piece. So when you have your square piece, your rectangle piece in first. The angled piece is going to go on top of that. That's going to brace them together, as well as the locking pin once they're put completely together. Now with that, the tracks themselves for the bunks are adjustable. So you can, as you can see, remove the bunks and have this be one huge open storage space. Or you can have one or two bunks. You can have individuals, you can have them as double bunks. There's a crazy amount of configurations you can do with that. For the tracks themselves, you're going to pull this pin, you're going to lift up and out, and that's it. This is what the bunks themselves are going to sit on, and you can, as you can see here, put that in any configuration along the Ember track. You do still have heat, extra outlets here, USBs on that wall as well for each bunk, and then you've got a motion sensor light and 2 more outlets here. And you have a tie down in each corner. Now I'm not gonna put these back on camera. To be quite honest, I don't think I can pull it off one-handed. I know I can't pull it off one-handed. But to put those back on, the aluminum braces here are gonna go into basically the feet or the wall mounts, and then this pins across, locks them in, and that's all it is to it. It's really not too bad at all. I'll show you a little more from the other perspective. One other thing out here is you do have a screen door, so if you want to leave this open, you can go down with that, and it is magnetic catch down here. It will auto retract on its own, so when you release it, make sure you don't just let it go flying. The magnets are pretty strong. Now let's hit the inside here. All right, we're gonna go right back over to the Ember track system so you can see it, because it is a pretty pivotal piece on this specific floor plan. So you can see the bracket mounts here. Those pins just come out, that's where they sit in. I put it in the wrong spot earlier. It does go kind of centralized right there. I have all the mattresses stacked up here, but here you can see that bracing together. So when you have it together like this, in a double bunk configuration, you get a 600-pound capacity. If you do the single, it's only 300 pounds. You are still gonna get an individual window for that top bunk, and it is one of the Euro style windows as well. 12-volt fridge, that's coming standard on any of the Ember Overland series. You've got soft close drawers, but not doors. So these are gonna be still solid wood doors, but they're not, these aren't soft close themselves. Euro windows throughout, 2-burner cooktop, deep undermount stainless steel sink, with actually quite a bit of storage underneath on each side. And here's how that soft close is gonna work. Now, with that max solar package, you're actually gonna get that mounted underneath the bed here. So we've got 2 of the Gamechanger batteries. Those are 270 amp hour lithium batteries, and your Victron charge controller, which you've got a little bit of a readout right here, but that Victron, 90% of it is gonna be all controlled through an app that you can put on your phone, and it's gonna show you all sorts of crazy readouts. I can't really show that on camera. I don't have a good screen share app to put on here. I'll have to work on getting a video of that for you guys. On this side is gonna be your monitor panel. This is gonna be the controls for your Truma system. No, it's the Truma Aventa AC and the Truma Combi water heater and furnace. Everything is controlled from here, or with the remote. You can do either or. You can link up the main control panel to an app on your phone as well. Dimmer switch for your main area. Now with the 221, you don't have a traditional dinette. So you've got your jackknife sofa here, as well as the one in the front for the Murphy bed, and I'll show you that in a second. But your two tables are going to be these guys right here. Those mount on that arm and on this bracket, and you have that on each sofa. Let's get that going here. So another thing to touch on while we're over here is going to be the TV. The TV itself is a 12-volt TV. It is a combo TV with the radio built in as well. You do have plenty of spots where you can plug something in here on the counter, plug it into your TV, and then you can actually wire in speakers. See if I can get it to focus on it. Speaker system, you've got USB here, and then it is a articulating arm, so that will come out. You can angle it. In that storage above, you actually have the prep for the Wi-Fi as well. So if you decided you wanted to put camper Wi-Fi in here, or cellular, all the wiring to the roof is going to come down right here. All right, let's get the Murphy bed down so you guys can see that. So that just pops here. This comes down. Another cool thing that Ember has added is this extra little brace. Biggest complaint I get from people on a Murphy bed is that the very tip of the bed has no extra support. Super easy thing to add in. This just flips over, and now you've got full support for your whole length of your mattress. This mattress just sits on top of that. You are going to get little storage nooks in here, one on each side. And then you've got your main switch overhead here. Let's see if I can get that. My gimbal's having a hard time today. Yeah, so you got storage on each side, and then you've also you're also going to have a little bit of extra places to plug in and individual kind of not necessarily reading lights, but accent lighting here. So you've got outlet USB, and then you've got your little amber light. All right, whoops, here we go. So back into the main cab here. We're gonna run into the bathroom real quick next. Now, because of how I've got my bunks set up, I'm taking up way too much space. Kind of tricky for me to get in here. So I'm gonna try to not go too far so that you guys can see everything. 12-volt power fan. You can actually control that from a switch on the wall. And then you've got, obviously, your Euro style window. You've got a medicine cabinet with really cool accent lighting and storage. You've got a place to put your towel next to your sink. You've got a bunch of storage shelves here and more storage underneath the sink. I'm not going to get in there because I feel like I'm already close enough as it is. Porcelain stool in the nice big shower with the shower miser as well. So that shower miser is going to be that blue fitting right there. That guy is going to allow it, when that's activated, it's going to circulate the water so that you're not running it down into your tanks. And then when your water gets up to temp, that fitting is going to turn white. And you do have a skylight for the extra headroom. Always appreciate it. I'm 6'2", so I gotta have that. All right. So that is gonna about do it for a quick little video on this guy. If you've got any questions, again, my name is Zach. I'm out here at Premier RV in Bluegrass, Iowa. Give us a call, shoot us an email, look us up on social media, on our website. Our phone number is 563-424-7788. And you can see us at premierrv.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what we do here, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.